What if you could receive money every month, regardless of your revenue, of your class and job, of your citizenship status even? Would you still go to work? This may sound like something of a policy fantasy, but in recent years, and especially as a result of the economic shock caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, it's come at the core of the discussions on social inequalities, is the universal basic income. The general idea is that the government should give every citizen a regular infusion of free money with no strings attached, on an individual basis, with no work requirements and no means test. That means that Elon Musk, housekeepers and social workers will get the same check every month with no ties in how to spend it and no qualifications to receive it. For left-leaning UBI advocates, that payment would be added on top of existing social safety provisions. Right-leaning ones usually see it as a replacement of the state benefit system. It's safe to say that this is one of the most ambitious social policies of our time. But does it work? No European countries have implemented the UBI in its purest form yet, rather different versions of it, changing in design and requirements. An experiment led in Finland in 2017 is often quoted as the first UBI experiment in Europe, but as it was destined for people out of work only, it doesn't really qualify as a UBI. Still, thanks to trials from Canada, Alaska and the United States, we can already have information to challenge some common assumptions about the UBI. A basic income test ran in Canada in the 1970s, whose results were only published about 10 years ago, showed that employment rates stayed exactly the same. Because the basic income cannot be taxed or cut, having a job or working harder to get a higher paid one can only make your financial situation better. This may challenge the assumption that money is the only incentive to work. But what about those jobs that are unpleasant or difficult?
For precarious jobs, short-term, low-paid, this is actually what the basic income is for, because as an effect, employers will have to pay more for those jobs, invest, make them attractive.
The way a country could finance such an extensive program depends on a variety of factors: the country's financial situation, the quality of its welfare system, and the availability to transfer funds from one budgetary section to another. To avoid an effect on inflation, two main ways have been suggested by actors like the UBI network in Canada and the Green Party in Europe. The first is to end all or most welfare and use that capital to fund the UBI. Say you eliminate state pensions, you'd have less governmental agencies and less bureaucracy, freeing even more money. Still, it's safe to assume that many people might still need social services of some sort. Without welfare, €100 check per month would hardly be enough to cover expenses like healthcare, for example. Another option is taxing the rich. The wealth gap is at its highest. Higher taxes on capital and property might be an option, and a great call for combating social inequalities. Still, there are a lot of questions. Would giving everyone the same amount, regardless of their income, or whether they live in the countryside or the city, widen inequalities? In conclusion, does the UBI work? That depends. The few studies we have prove that this can have a good impact on alleviating poverty and even depression caused by financial uncertainty. But is it an effective tool to combat social inequalities? Is it good for the economy? The most honest answer is we don't know, but we will know more soon. Two trials are ongoing in Spain and Germany, testing different variations of the UBI on a small group of people. And you, are you in favour or against something like this done in your country? And if you like this video, leave us a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next ones.